Good day, puppy lovers. I have Shadow with me and he needs a shave down. All right, so quick puppy shave down. There are a few steps to do. Here we're going to take this pup and start with a 7-blade. This is a younger pup. He's not very old. He was born in 2023. So usually younger dogs don't have warts and whatnot, but when you have an older dog, it's best that you check to be sure. You never know if they have any warts. So you have to just feel your fingers, feel through the pup to see if there are any warts, because you don't want to be shaving that off. So for those who don't know me, I'm Elizabeth Jenn, professional dog groomer since 2010. I like to go in reverse here on the leg. There are little crevices here that I find that the blade catches the hair better than if you're going in downwards motion. I'll show you on the other leg what I mean. So when we're coming down with the blade, as I said, I'm using a 7-blade, and as I'm coming down, I notice here that there's a little tendon, there's some bone there, and when I'm coming down here, see how it does not shave as well? It doesn't come off. That hair's not coming off. So if I come in reverse, then I can clean that up a lot better. You gotta go in lightly. So I like to do reverse on the legs here. There's no real law, guys. We're just taking it all off. And in reverse here on the side also. Now this pup has not had his bath yet, but he's going to the bath right after the first shave. I always give a first shave because I don't want to be washing and drying the hair that's coming off, you know, so I'm saving time, and I'm saving time. All right, so right under the chin here. When I was just starting out, I just didn't know where I was supposed to start. Just tell yourself, wherever the under at his neck here, wherever his jaw starts here, that's where we're gonna start clipping. You don't wanna start clipping up here. You just wanna start right there. Anyhow, everything else is going to be cut with scissors because I'm not shaving the dog's head. Another area where I go in reverse is going to be around like the belly here. Here I'll be shaving with a 10-blade. I'll just do that after the bath, but I like to come in reverse over here, right about there. And you'll see when I clip underneath with the 10-blade, after that, you'll see how it makes a cleaner finish, a better transition. Coming down on the legs here, I usually always go forward on the top part. On the sides here, I'll just spin my clipper around and do the sides. I'll do it in reverse. You always got to be careful, there's a toe here. You don't want to go from the pad and go straight down. You want to slightly stop and just kind of tickle your way through that. There you go. And see, the reason also why I like to do reverse on the sides is because the hair grows in one direction and it also grows in another direction. See how we have hair kind of growing this way, and then we have other hairs growing downwards like that. So by clipping downwards, I'm getting those hairs that are sticking up. See all of that? Then I'll come in and go upwards in the other direction. So shave downs are fairly quick and easy. And when I say shave down, I mean shaving to the, with a 7-blade. Some clients will come in and they'll say, can you shave my dog? And then they'll think that I'm going to give the dog a length. So if you're working for clients, be sure when someone says shave, they think shave just means using the clipper. They're not realizing that shaving means shaving. You know, when you shave, like when you shave your legs, your beard, your whatever you're shaving, your armpits. Well, shaving for one person means one thing, and it might mean something else for another. So it's just important to be clear what shave means when you're grooming the dog, or, you know, when you're giving your client a service. And I'm mentioning this to you because just yesterday it happened again where a client asked me to shave their dog. And then I stopped for a moment and I explained what shaving meant, and they went, oh, no, 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 we don't want that. We just want the dog to be nice and short, but not completely shaved down. Now, when we say shave down in general, you know, it just means you're shaving everything. You're taking the head, the tail, just shaving everything down. But I still call it a shave down, even if I'm keeping the head or, you know, whatnot. I'll just say I'll shave down, but I'm going to keep the head and not. A lot of clients in the spring like the fresh spring look. So you shave down the dog, and yeah, not every client comes every 6 to 8 weeks. I have some clients that are every 3 months. And I have some clients that come only once every 6 months. Very rare though. But I do have a few. And I also have some that come in only once a year, and you know, they have their reasons. Sometimes they're actually doing the cut at home. So yeah. All right, little boy got a nice bath. Time to clean his eyes. I have my daughter's dog is here today, so he's being a bugger. He's barking outside. No, honey, we're gonna clean your eyes. Hey, Shadow. Yeah. Oh, wow, look at all those poopers. Oh, look at those poopers. Get those yuckies out of there. Yucky. So we're under, this community is almost at 4,000 still. We're almost there, guys. And I'm just so anxious to launch these memberships. I'm anxious to launch the memberships, guys. Okay, so as promised, I said that I would launch memberships as soon as this community would hit 4,000 subscribers. And I'm just wondering, what is it that you would like to see? If you're paying for a membership, which is going to be a low price, I'm taking the lowest price, because you have to select the amount in your settings, and I'm just going to go with the lowest price. But I'm wondering, what is it that you guys feel that you would like to see if you're a paying member? So as mentioned, I will be sharing more videos with the doggies. I'm going to be sharing my music. I have to check with YouTube, see how I can do that. I want to share my music. If you don't know about my music, that I was a musician, well, I am a singer-songwriter, guitarist, drummer, and all that fun stuff. And I want to share that. And singer, of course. Did I say singer? Yeah, I think. I've written 6 albums. 5. Why am I saying 6? I was working on my 6th one. It never came out. Would love to do that. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm going to share a whole bunch of stuff. I want to share, of course, my flowers, my plants. I have a yard back there that I want to, redo. I have a fence back here that I want to create. A fence back there. And I just want to share all the work in the house. So I'm just going to dry this pup. Little one, let's do magic. Want to get dried? Let's get dried. All right, so are you dried? Nope, not his head. The rest of the body's dried. So he does not like having his head dried. I used my dews. If you don't know what the dews is, it's this one here. This is the dews. I use this to dry the head because it's a softer dryer. And he's kicking and he didn't want me to dry. So I am not going to put him through that stress, guys. We don't need to. We don't need to. Especially when, his hair's really, really thin. So he'll dry out by the time I get to his head. Once in a while, I'll try to help out by, using a towel, wipe up a bit. And, by the time his sister is done, he's going to be completely dry. Even before that. By the time I get to his head, he should be not bad. So, this week, guys, my granddaughter was sick. Hang on. I want to tell a story. It's okay. It's okay, hon. So, my granddaughter was sick this week. She ended up with, what do you call that, strep throat. She's only 5 years old. Oh, he's difficult at feet. I remember that, Yeah, she's only 5, and she had strep throat, and she ended up with some ulcers in her mouth. She had some around her lips. It just looked like something literally exploded in her mouth. Poor girl. Poor girl. So she hadn't been eating properly for the last almost week. So they had to bring her to emergency. Mom and Dad had to bring her to emergency so that because she was starting to dehydrate. It's like already she's difficult when it comes to eating. She's very fussy. And her mom's like, okay, she's just being fussy. But then when she saw that she started having ulcers in her mouth, and she had to rush to the hospital. Poor little thing. So they stayed I think it took them over 24 hours before they could finally do something. But they did set her up in an IV right away because they saw that she was dehydrated. So I'm glad she's okay now. She's back to her old self. And it's always scary when these things happen. All right, so you might see me struggling for the toenails here. You guys want to see that? The toenail struggle. Oh. It's never an easy thing. Are you going to be a good boy? Are you going to be good? Wow, those toenails are not very long. I'm going to skip that one. Seriously, toenails back here are not bad. Did Mom do them? They look done. No. Probably the front. No. Do you love that word? No. So I'm just really doing the tips, guys, because his nails are already very, very short. Let's see your little, the little thumb one here. Yeah. There, took a little off of that one. We only got 1 foot to go. Do you guys enjoy watching me struggle, or enjoy in the sense, are those some of your favorite videos where the dog is more difficult to groom? Is that something that you really like, or is that something that makes you cringe? Yeah. Not always easy to get these little ones done. Yeah. I know. Hey, no biting, honey. No. I don't like that. No. See, I told you he was difficult. I'm not doing anything. Hey, no biting. Just trying to bite. All right, last one here. No. All right. If we can get that last one. There, done. Are we done? Did we do your thumb? Let me look. Yes, we did. Did we do that? Yes, we did. So I'm going to just do the second shave. So as we shave the first shave to wash them and dry them. And now I'm just going to clean this up. Nice clean up. Do you have any questions about blades? Any questions about, you know, I don't know, the direction? Some people clip in the opposite direction. When you're clipping in the opposite direction, remember that it will leave the hair shorter than what it says on your blade. But when I say clipping shorter, it's more, you know, when you're using clipper combs, the adjustment combs, and that's going to leave it shorter if you're going in the opposite direction. You know how we back comb when I'll clip down, and then after that I'll back comb with my brush, or I'll back brush. Well, that's to lift the hairs right back up so that I can get a nice smooth finish, right? Well, if you're clipping in the opposite direction, you don't really need to do any back combing because you're already combing it back. I'm not using the 7-blade around here, it's just lower. You don't want to use a 7-blade in that area. A 10-blade is fine as long as you're not passing on top of the skin of that little poopy hole. So yeah, so why do I back brush and do it? Someone had asked me, you know, in the comments, someone had asked me at one point, you know, that I could just use my comb, clipper comb, and do it backwards, you know, in the opposite direction. You know, I've been doing, you know, when we've been working a certain way for so many years, and I've been doing this for 15 years now. In October, it'll be 15 years. So I'm just comfortable that way. I'm fine. You know, I don't find that it's, you know, too much of a hassle to back brush. So, yeah. So here is where I mentioned that I go in the opposite direction here. Well, I'll do it right up here. I had already done it a while ago, but that just blends from the 10-blade to all the way up there. Sorry, there's hairs there. So, I have a question for you. Let me know in the comments if you are a regular viewer. Just write in the comment, regular viewer. If this is your first time seeing me, write first time viewer. And if you are a first time viewer, welcome to this channel. I've been here for about 1.5 years. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe. It really helps out this channel. It helps the algorithm pick up my channel and say, hey, these videos are worth watching. So even just a like and a share will tell the algorithm, you know, it'll tell the algorithm that I'm worth watching. So I hope I'm worth watching. See how I mentioned that it would be dry by the time we got to his head? See, I'm just going to use a clipper comb here. It's a 13mm. That's the orange Andis comb, and that is the number 1. That would be a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to clip this on top of a 30-blade. And then I'm going to just take some of that off. And I'm going to pull his skin back just a bit like that so that I can get a little more off the front. There. So once all the clipping is done, then you're just going to want to do some cleaning up. And what I mean cleaning up, I'm not necessarily meaning the table, which I just did there. I mean cleaning up. There's just little edges here that need a little extra love because the clipper can't grab onto everything, right? So we're gonna look under the feet, see if there's anything sticking out there. Under this foot too. There like that. There's not much to come off. The clipper did quite a good job. I'm also going to, hang on. So you can do a little back brushing here, see? And then you'll be able to clean out that foot properly like that. So that's what I'm gonna do here too, see? His little feet here, little feet, little feet, little toes. There, like that. There. And under the arm, be really careful of that little skin there. Really careful this little skin over here. So I'm going to clean out the little poopy area here. Of course you can use a shaver or you can use scissors. Please be extremely careful with both instruments as they both cut a lot. The dog will tend to want to pull, either sit down or try to pull that tail down. So be extremely careful around here. I'm going to give him a quick brush. Expect that the dog wants to turn. You have to expect it. You can't fight that. You just do a little, he'll turn, you bring him back. That's a part of the job. Do a little, he'll turn, bring him back. Try to hold him in different ways if necessary. But it is what it is, guys. If you're into the grooming business, you have to expect that the dog will move like that. That's a part of the job. Okay, bring him back. Okay, see? It's not always easy, but you gotta just do it. Gotta do it. Quick and easy, bring their dog's tail down to the table. I'm past that bone. I'm going to just snip the end, wherever it touches at the table. You've seen me do this before if you're a regular viewer. And I'm just going to flag it like that. Take some of that off here, especially around this area. You want to go back up because in that area, when they lift their tail up, that can go and just sit on their bum. And when they go to the bathroom, you know, you'll get all that hair there. So I'll just bring everything back on the other side, stand them up. This is a part of the grooming process. Standing them up. Sits down, you stand them up. Don't be surprised that they, you know, that's what they do. They just love to do that. So I'm just gonna fluff some of this up here. I'm gonna get rid of some of that. I'm gonna use these little thinners here just to clean out this whole side area here. Because when they lift when they lift their tail, you know, they won't have all that hair hanging there, okay? All right, we'll see what we can do with this guy's face here. I'm gonna take some of this off, and you'll notice that I just use these little scissors, or I just use normal straights or little short ones like this. And sometimes I'll come in with these here for around the eyes and on top of the nose. And then I soften everything up afterwards. He likes to turn his head, and that's another thing you gotta just expect. Not all dogs will just sit there and let you, you know, say, hey, have at it, do what you want. So I just kind of go back and forth with my tools here. All of this is gonna be blended nicely with my other shears at the end of the groom. I'm just going to take some of this off here, and I'm going to use my bigger peacocks here from Kenshi. I love these. They cut so well. I'm going nice and short. There you go. All right, so I'm going to do the Yorkie tip ears here. Okay, we're going to use a 10 blade. Okay, number 10, size 10, 1.6 millimeter. And I'm just going to hold the tip of his ear, and I'm going to hold it flat on my finger here. And I'm going to take only around 1/3 off. Okay? And you have to have your finger underneath. And you press lightly. Just taking a little bit off as straight as you can. Don't always get it too straight, but if the dog's moving or pulling. A client of mine did her Yorkie tip ears, you know, for her mom's dog actually. And poor girl, she ended up clipping the ear. And she says there was blood everywhere, and she felt faint. She laid down on the ground. She was gonna faint. And that can be pretty scary because anything that's the extremities, like the tips of the ears, the nose, the toes, you know, the toenails, that bleeds a lot when you cut. Okay, so, but it's scary. I can imagine it's scary, but. So I got those flaps done. Those flaps, those little ear flaps. My next step is I'm just going to come around this out here, and I'm going to use my longer shears here, and I'm just going to come and meet that point, that tip. I'm going to keep that ear folded in half, like that, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I can see right through it. I can see right through to where the other side is, like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, just going to take a little bit off here and bring that right to the where I started shaving. Hold the ear in half like that. There you go. And this comes with time, patience, and practice. Not all Yorkies are good with their ears. He seems not bad. I'm just going to grab a bunch of hair here, and I'm going to use my thinners, and I'm just going to take some of that off. Being extremely careful not to cut my fingers. Same thing on this side. I'm just going to fluff all this hair up like that. I'm going to take a little bit of that off because I just want that to feather into the... Oh, there are different ways to do this, guys. This is just one way, okay? These are not competitive dog, competition. This is not competitive grooming. We're just doing this for our clients and keeping the dogs clean and whatnot. So, just want to be sure that I'm going right into the ear. I'm holding the ear up. So I'm going right into the ear here. That. Same thing on this side. I'm just following that jawline. That's all it is, following the jawline. Lift that ear up. Make sure I'm following right into that ear. Okay. This is something I do sometimes. I'll just pull up on all of that hair, close the dog's eyes, and take some of this hair off like that. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Like that. And take some off like that. These scissors cut. You gonna give me a shake? No? Okay. So, of course, I might be all over the place. I'm trying to explain this to you. It's not really a tutorial, but I'm just trying to show you guys a few little tips and tricks. I don't like all this hair in front of his ear. Okay. Same thing on this side. I'm just, making it round. It's got to be round. A nice round face. And keep moving on. Then at the end, I'll use these Kenshi scissors here. They're 54, I keep forgetting. No, they're 38 tooth, sorry. 38? 36 or 38? It's written really small. Oops, sorry about that. See all these little parts of his little mustache there is just hanging out. So holding the dog's head like this with your fingers behind, see I got my hand like this. I got my thumb here to keep his head straight and my 2 fingers behind so that I can see the ears. And I'm just going to come and make everything equal. If I'm seeing anything hanging out, I'm just going to try to perfect it the best I can so that he can look good. If this was a dog that was really fighting me and he didn't want me to be doing this part, I wouldn't do it. But this dog is fairly okay. You know, he's kind of twisting his head a bit, kind of pulling also. I can feel the pull a little, but he's okay. We're gonna groom your sister now. What a cutie. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish this part here. There's just a little bit, and take a nice picture of this little one. So remember, guys, I am live, no, not live anymore, sorry. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And guys, as soon as we're at 4,000 subscribers, we will start the videos. Sorry, I'm so focused here. I'm so focused. All right. There you go. All right, so yes, we will start the memberships. And I am anxious to start sharing with you guys. So this is it. This is the little one here.
Hey there, pet parents and grooming gurus. If you enjoyed my tail-wagging transformations and want more tips to keep your furry friends looking fabulous, just hit that subscribe button. Remember, every click helps spread the love and lathers of grooming joy. Subscribe now and let's embark on this fluffy journey together.